This episode is brought to you by Playapod, the best cross-platform podcast app for iOS and Android. Just visit playapod.com and download it for free.
What the fuck are we going to talk about today? I didn't do anything.
When you were born, the doctor turned around and slapped your mother. You son of a motherless goat!
Does Barry Manilow know that you raid his wardrobe?
It looks to me like the best part of you ran down the crack of your mama's ass and ended up as a brown stain on the mattress.
Hey, laser lips! Your mama was a snowblower.
You stuck-up, half-witted, scruffy-looking nerve herder.
Recorded in the HFTI podcasting headquarters.
I'll use small words so that you'll be sure to understand, you warthog-faced buffoon.
They're just two regular nobodies that can argue about anything.
I don't like your jerk-off face, I don't like your jerk-off behavior, and I don't like you.
From music and movies to daily life and terrible people. You're listening to Here for the Insults.
What did you say?
I'm sorry. Actually, what I said was...
Hosted by Big Matt Fisher and Sean Deakins.
Why you keep me waiting so long? Yeah, waiting round here for way too long. Yeah, the day they came and gone. Guess I'm going to have to wait some more. Don't want to wait no more. Well, coming up to
Bienvenido.
God damn it.
And that went real quick. That's okay.
Holy shit. I sat there and I drug it trying to do the nice fade, and then like my finger must have tipped a little too far, and it was like phoop.
Probably slipped on the fucking grease from the hot dogs you were eating down here.
I know, man. They were actually cheddar wurst too, so extra greasy.
Oh yeah.
Oh, I mean, I love some cheddar wurst.
That's one of those.
Me some cheddar wurst.
I used to buy those like out of the hot dogs with cheese in them and shit.
Yeah.
Back in the day, but like now it's just like such fat fuck garbage food that I won't buy it at the grocery store.
Exactly what I'm looking for.
Yeah, I hear you.
I went to that shell right there, right out the front here by the Taco Bell.
Yeah, okay.
Across from the DMV.
Yeah.
And the lady that works there is super nice. Old lady, gray hair, but super nice. Except it's a chip card, like I think all of them are now.
Yeah.
Right? So I go to slide the chip in, and the fucking the little payment system slides right across the countertop because it wasn't attached. And I was like, oh, sorry about that. I didn't realize it slid like that. She was like, yeah, it's not attached. I was like, yeah, clearly. It got real awkward, and then I just left. Super nice, super awkward, out of there.
Most of them are like they're like mounted.
Yeah, I know. And this one just I slid it in. I went like,
like here,
full extension with my arm. I don't know.
I just pulled the card back and just handed it to her. Here, you figure it out.
But the fact that her retort was it's not attached, I was like, clearly.
Thanks for clearing that out. Yeah, I didn't know.
See you later.
Appreciate that.
Have a good day. I got my hot dogs and my jelly beans. I'm out of here.
Yeah. Hey, let's pull over here. I need to pick up some hot dogs and some jelly beans. Like, I mean, you got the diet of a fucking 6-year-old.
Yeah, I also got 2 Code Reds in there.
Oh, yeah, there you go.
Stay up.
Fucking Woo. Right. Get some Code Reds, and they have like video game codes for fucking Halo or some shit in that one.
Showed up and found you asleep as usual, not ready to do anything.
All right, listen, asshole. You didn't even tell me like.
That doesn't matter. What time have you ever been ready when I came over here? Ever?
I was ready to go by fucking like a little after 11.
Hey,
so shut up.
I was about to say this was the fastest you ever got ready, though. By the time I got my laptop out down here, because everything was unplugged again.
Good.
You were in the shower. And I was like, yes.
Yeah, I actually got up.
Yeah, it was good.
Well, I'm glad.
How's your week?
Yeah. I mean, like, kind of like uneventful. And I didn't do like any prep for this because I wasn't even sure that you were coming. And then also because you yelled at me about doing show prep last time. So I was like, all right, motherfucker.
About stupid show prep.
It'll be goddamn fucking the Sean Deakins hour, and I'll just drag along wherever you're fucking headed.
All right, well, let's drag.
The only thing I have eventful to talk about. Yeah. I can't.
I'll just drag along with you. Well, the only thing I got.
I mean, yeah, that's exactly how tomorrow is going to work out.
Yeah, go ahead and tell everybody. Give the big push.
If you're listening to this tomorrow when we drop it, like pretty much like as soon as you listen to it, you should just go ahead and head to Baltimore Soundstage.
Listen to this.
If it comes up at like 3 in the afternoon, like as soon as you see this uploaded, you may as well just get in your car and start going.
Well, that still doesn't help them. If you're listening to this, you need to be on your way to where? Baltimore Soundstage. Baltimore Soundstage. Matt Fisher giving out gold medals to the Special Olympics of Music.
Yeah.
Battle of the Special Metal Bands.
Yeah, very special. It's a battle of the bands. I was asked to be a judge on it.
And now he's the MC. How the fuck did that happen?
Me and the guy that is the promoter and the one who asked me to be a judge, even though I have like no credentials to really be judging anyone. Me and him were just conversating. And he put up a post, something about like he was looking for some volunteers to help him with some other stuff there, you know.
Right.
Some people will do it just because, like, hey, you know, you'll get in for free. It's not like you're going to be doing work. It's usually like, hey, can you know, help me move this, whatever.
Right.
I'm not doing any of that fucking shit.
Of course not. You're a lead singer. Why the fuck would you?
Yeah, I don't even move shit in my own band. I'm not moving gear for the other one.
There you go.
So, like, he just was saying that he still needed someone to, like, make announcements or whatever. And I was like... Yeah, I kind of sarcastically said, "You could hand me a microphone, like I'm up on stage and shit with the band and all that, and I do this podcast." So.
Are you hosting or are you making a few announcements and such?
He said I'd be bringing out all the bands, so I mean, essentially, I don't know what else you call that. Like, I'm going to like the only. This is my one worry.
Sounds like a hosting gig to me.
This is my one worry though. Is, you know, I used to listen to a lot of Corolla's podcast.
Yeah.
And he was talking about radio festivals back in the day would have him come out like an HF festival. I think even one of the HF festivals, he was the host.
Yeah.
Like, and he brought out the bands. He's like, the only thing, he's like, people are all drunk.
They boo off the fucking stage.
Yeah,
they want to see the band.
Yeah,
they don't give a fuck about you.
Yeah, exactly. He's like, the first couple times you have to come out there, go okay. He's like, but as the day progresses,
as the bands get bigger
and people get more drunk, they start getting like fucking aggravated. He's like, it's like, you know, the only reason you're up there is to prevent the next band from coming out. You know what I mean? It's not like because there's a set time that they're going to be coming out. You're just holding them up.
Right.
Like, you know, like, oh, Limp Bizkit was on their way to the stage and like, you know, Corolla like stiff-armed them and grabbed the mic. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, so, obviously, this is not on any sort of the same plateau of things.
Hey, you're going to have 9 people out there booing.
Yeah, people won't even be booing. I would be happy if people are booing. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Some sort of response.
Yeah, I feel like I'll get the mic and everybody will just go smoke a cigarette. They'll be like,
let me tell you a little bit about the next... Oh, no. Hey, hold on.
Come back.
See you later.
Please come back.
When's the band coming on?
Please bring it up to... what's that... Jeb Bush fucking clip. I could be like, bringing up the stage next is such and such band. Please clap.
Oh, God.
That's like the first thing. We should have that as a drop. Just, you know what I'm talking about.
Please clap. Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, that was fucking hilarious.
It's just not super clear to my memory. So how many bands are there?
Fucking 11.
11 bands.
When I was like, just dude, go ahead, just give me a mic, whatever. In my head, I thought it was, I don't know where I got this number from because that was never a thing. Just in my head, I thought it was 6 or 7.
Yeah.
Just because normally that's about, typically with these local gigs, like even when they do that, as long as it's not like a whole day festival thing, usually it looks like at most it'll be like 6 bands.
Yeah.
I think that.
There's just that much good metal in Baltimore.
No, there isn't.
Oh, that's right. Scissor Fist isn't in it.
Yeah.
They fucked up already.
I can't be a judge and my band. See, that's also the thing, okay? I will call shenanigans and bullshit on this entire fucking thing. The one band, who they're not a bad band.
Yeah.
But the guy who hosts this is in 2 bands locally, right?
Yeah.
He plays guitar and does vocals for a band called Offensive. Like, that's his band. That's his band. and then he plays guitar in another band called Cyberstrike, right? Offensive is not on this Battle of the Bands. I would tell him, I'm like, if both of his bands were on the Battle of the Bands that he was putting on, I would be like, Leon, yeah, what the fuck?
Yeah.
But his band Cyberstrike is. They cannot win. They can't.
Yeah.
If they win, and I'm not saying that they don't deserve to. It's just a whole matter of, like, you can't be the fucking promoter of this.
Yeah, but who's I mean, you're the judge.
Apparently it's 5 judges, and then everyone that comes there also gets, like, a slip to fill out.
Oh, so it's not just you, it's the whole entire crowd?
Yeah.
So what's the fucking point of calling you a judge?
I think, like,
your vote counts like 2 or 3 times.
Yeah, some shit like that.
It's like a weighted scale of some sort.
I don't think that the fucking crowd should have any opinion, because if I was just going in there and I didn't know any of these people, like, I would just write absolute bullshit on these fucking slips. You know what I mean? Like, I would write bands that didn't play. You know, like
you got the write-in vote.
Yeah, like,
Matt takes a slip, scissor, fist.
No, I would be like, I really enjoyed fucking Toad the Wet Sprocket. They should win. They were a 90s band, but I can't remember any of their songs that they sang.
I don't know. I have no clue who you're talking about.
Toad the Wet Sprocket. I just remember hearing that, like, on HFS. I'm sure, like, if you pulled it up, there's probably one hit single from the 90s, and I'm sure you probably know it.
I remember Silver Frog or something.
Silverchair.
Silverchair.
Yeah,
and their album had the frog.
It's called Frog Stomp.
I'm conflating a few different things here.
I knew exactly what you meant, because you just combined the. The album's called Frog Stomp.
I actually there's one song. It's the one that got played all the time. I actually like that song.
Hear my way to tomorrow.
Yeah.
Dude, that album's actually fucking killer.
I need to listen to it then, because I did like that
had it
one.
when I was a kid. It was one of the few, like, of. You know, I had it like on cassette. And like, there was a lot of stuff from back there that was like kind of throwaway.
Yeah.
Or didn't like stand the test of time. Silverchair, I guess, really didn't, but that is a good album.
Well, they were really young when he did that. He was like 16 or something. He's kind of their story.
I knew he was young.
Their story was kind of like Days of the New. Days of the New. That guy was 16 when they did that first album, which is fucking impressive to me.
Really?
Yeah. That guy with that deep voice.
That was a 16-year-old?
That was his fucking 16-year-old, dude.
Christ almighty, I can't imagine what he sounds like now.
And I like what they... Well, dude, he's been on Intervention.
Who the fuck kind of 16-year-old is singing songs like that?
I know, right?
Won't you tell me?
I won't let you go.
See, like, Brother D.
Now I stand.
Brother D should be covering that. You know what I'm saying? They're like, but Brother D,
fucking
like,
twangy.
If you showed me Brother D singing that song, I would just assume that was totally a Brother D song. Like, but because he looks more like the person that would fit that kind of bill, not a 16-year-old boy.
Yeah, and he actually ended up going to he did Intervention on A&E because of meth and shit. He's had all kinds of fucking problems. Look him up on YouTube. There's like some...
Yeah, you hand a bunch of success to a 16-year-old. I can't. A lot of times that's going to go haywire real quick.
And they did some live shows afterwards when he was relapsing and shit. And it's tough to watch. He was so...
I need you.
But yeah.
Give my mouth pipe. I don't know.
They had a bunch of good songs on that album, too. I like them. But
yeah, so there's 11
bands.
Yeah, here I am. Give me those fucking paper towels, man, real quick.
I can't. They're holding my headphones.
Huh?
I got my headphones wrapped. This is leveling the...
Oh, Jesus Christ, what the hell goddamn...
Here.
What? Why do you got your headphones wrapped around it? What was the point of that?
It keeps them tight because you fucking broke my headphone jack. So I had to wrap them to keep it tight so that it sounds right.
Wrap them around your fucking used hot dog container.
And then this is... Oh, my God.
What's that?
That's so disgusting. That first one, it sounded more like a wet fart.
Sorry.
It was like...
Delete that.
That came out of his nose. That's staying in.
Delete
100%.
that. Delete
no
that.
way.
Delete it!
I'm already deleting the first part of when we started recording.
It's over for the globalists.
All right. 11 bands.
Yeah, dude, so I guess I'm going to have to be bringing all of them out. I wrote all their names down because, like, I'm actually going to put...
Picking your winner now?
No. I know of the bands that are on there that we've played with. At least we played with them not too long ago. There's a band on there called War Mask.
Yeah.
And those dudes are dope.
They won.
But well, they have like a bunch of different categories you got to judge them on. I don't know how it's gonna work out, but War Mask is good. Like, I could see you listening to War Mask. Like, they were like, it kind of like sounded like music sonically wise. It kind of sounded like a new age, like Black Sabbath, where it was slow, but like chugging. But and they had like this black dude.
I'm out. I'm just kidding.
On bass, and like, I loved his fucking energy. Like, dude was like, he was. There's
like
some,
the guy from Seven Dust.
Lejean just is the vocalist. He doesn't.
Oh, I don't know.
This guy wasn't the singer for the band. He's just the bass player. But like, there's some people like it's tough to. If you're really playing intricate shit, man, like, you have to really have your shit together if you're going to be mobile and like have a lot of body language on stage and stuff. Because I mean, you could do all that horse shit, but you'll probably also fuck up what you're playing. So he just had good energy.
Right.
There's a lot of come up there, and they're just like in the local music scene or whatever. A lot of them. I mean, I get it. Like, people are nervous. They kind of get up there and they're just kind of like looking at the neck of their guitar and like not really interacting with the crowd because they're nervous, whatever it might be. And like, I just remember, like that chugginess, and like, and I mean, the other guy was just singing and playing guitar, right? But like, their bass player was just like fucking getting it,
fucking
like,
shit up,
getting it, and I was just like, I just remember, they were cool dudes. So I basically pretty much already gave it away because I commented on one of the threads. I was like, "Don't sleep on War Mask; those dudes are badass."
How much they pay you?
They're not paying me anything. Listen, I will to all the bands, if you hear this for some reason before tomorrow's show, I can be bribed. Okay?
Wrong. If you're saying it on this show, we can be bribed.
You ain't a judge.
If you're saying it on this show, we can be bribed. These are our airwaves.
Yeah, we can be bribed. I'm saying, though, I'm talking about tomorrow when I'm the actual judge of the event.
Yeah.
You're not going to be bribed.
But you're putting this out there on our airwaves.
Yeah,
therefore,
but you have
can
nothing
be bribed.
to fucking do with it unless you just want a cut of the money for something.
Because you're saying it on our show.
I got to get a finder's fee because you paid.
That's right. That's right.
I pay the
Otherwise,
hosting.
I don't post it until after the show.
I don't wait till fucking Monday morning. Sorry, technical difficulties.
I've been getting up and getting it done early lately.
Yeah, dude, you've been way ahead of me,
That's
man.
the easiest bit. Have you even gotten the latest one up on YouTube?
I did, yeah. I had some issues with the software.
We've got 7 views total.
Really? Fucking right,
It's
dude.
fucking so terrible.
Dude, no. Listen. Like, it is so easy. It is so fucking easy to just throw your hands up at it and just say, like, oh, this isn't going the way I want it to.
It's going exactly how I knew it was going to go.
Well, no, I'm saying, I know, but like, I just hate that mentality.
Well, we do it because we find it entertaining. People certainly don't find it entertaining.
Yeah, well, no, people that do. Listen, I'm not trying to get into all that. This is more of a general statement.
Right.
Just for, like, because there's a lot of people, especially, like, in bands and stuff. I think that there's a reason that so many of them don't ever really gain much of even a regional following is because motherfuckers just don't stay together.
Right.
Like, they get frustrated by anything and people throw their fucking hands up.
Yeah. You're exactly right.
You know? Why are you giving me a fucking smirk? I didn't say this was anything about me.
How many fucking hammers you been slamming down?
None.
The first 2.
I didn't have anything.
You're fired.
Yeah, and not the Donald Trump "you're fired." Vince McMahon's "you're fired"
Vince
was
McMahon,
the "you're fired."
That's the original.
Yeah, I know. Trump. I probably trademarked it because he's a douche.
Yeah, well.
But yeah, like Vince McMahon was saying "you're fired" like long before that. You're fired.
And I remember his face would get so red, and the veins would fucking stick out of his neck when he would say that.
Oh, dude. What's crazy is, like, he probably, like, he knows he's going straight to TV with it.
Right.
And I mean, and Vince, he's a CEO, but he's also like the reason all that shit
he's
was
a fucking entertainment.
And he's great.
Yeah.
And people could be, dude, at 50 fucking years old, he had never wrestled before, and he didn't have like great matches, but I'll give him this. He got the fucking shit kicked out of him a bunch of times.
He
got thrown off the side of a cage through a table. He was like 53 years old. He didn't have to do that. He already owned the fucking company.
It doesn't matter. Here's the only thing that matters. He's 53 and he looked pretty goddamn good.
Oh, yeah. Oh, dude, yeah. He was
Jesus.
He was still jacked.
Fucking jacked.
Yeah. And I mean, he's like 70 now, and like you can see it in his face.
Yeah.
Like totally. Like he just especially around his eyes. It feels like his skin is just like sliding off his face just a little bit. But
yeah, dude,
he's hardly even on TV anymore.
Right.
But I mean, I don't know, there was a couple years ago. He had some shit and he came out there. And he came out there in a fucking wife beater, and he's still he's 70, and like his skin looks like a little like old, like it's a saggy little, but his fucking guns are still fucking big as fuck.
Fucking bowling balls for shoulders and shit.
Like,
so
he's a maniac.
Yeah,
people that like are that level of success, like are all crazy.
Yeah,
like I mean, he's probably one of those people like that's like what he lives to do. Like, he breathes only to fucking win.
I mean, you gotta. Nobody wanted. I'm sure nobody really wanted to see Vince McMahon wrestle. That he didn't do it because that was their best avenue. He did it because he just loves it.
Well, no, that and it was at the time when all of because it all started with him and Steve Austin,
right?
They never at the time with pro wrestling and shit that whole like. The owner of the company getting involved in a storyline, that was never a thing.
That's true.
Like it was, and so like this all just it made it feel a lot more legit.
And his son, who was he?
Shane
McMahon,
and his daughter Stephanie.
Right. Yeah.
I mean, fuck. They have. You want to watch something that's troubling now, like compared to when it happened to now, that like I don't even think it would fly now at all.
Really?
Yeah. There's a match from one pay-per-view, and it's Vince versus his fucking daughter. And he's like fucking beating her with a fucking pipe and shit. Like he's got this one part like obviously she's got her hands around it, so he's not really hurting her.
Right.
But it's just troubling to see him that he's like wrenching back with his like arms flexing and his eyes like he's trying to strangle his fucking daughter to death. And even though like I know this is all okayed,
right?
It's just troubling. And I don't think it would like it just. And I think maybe even in a way, like society has made me more bothered by it.
Right. Well, speaking of controversy,
I'm not trying to get all into wrestling, so we'll stop that shit right there.
Jesus.
Yeah, you go right into
you just
what?
Fucking stomp on my segue.
Oh, okay, never mind. No,
I said speaking of controversy, and then you were like, I need to fucking air brakes.
Sorry.
No, it's fine. But speaking of controversy, I myself got into a bit of trouble this week with the old wifey.
Oh,
because I've been listening to old talk radio, good talk radio, Opie and Anthony, Howard Stern.
Just because it's old doesn't mean it's good. I'm kidding.
Did you listen to much talk radio, or you got more into podcasts, or?
When I was young,
your dad listened to Down and Mike or something?
No, Greaseman.
Greaseman, okay.
Yeah, Greasemanelli.
So, yeah. I've been listening to just...
But he was more characters and skits. Like, he wasn't a talk show.
He wasn't a controversial... He wasn't hot talk. He wasn't controversial.
He was pretty filthy.
He did some things, yeah, but I don't think he ever hit the marks of Stern or O&A or anything like that.
Well, Greaseman was, like, as big as Stern at one point.
I fucking highly doubt
I know,
that.
but no, because Stern took Grease's spot and then got bigger from there. But Grease was syndicated all over across the country.
You can say anybody was at somebody else's point at one time. Manny Machado, he's at Cal Ripken's point. Yeah, Cal Ripken was, you know what I mean?
Howard Stern is the king of the hill.
Look at the
exactly. King of the hill.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Look at the end target is what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
So, by the way, there's a really funny one that I listened to, which was just Opie and Anthony hanging up on Don Toronto, just because Don was calling in screaming because they were making fun of his ratings, and they just fucking kept hanging up on him. It's amazing.
You really get into that.
I love it. So I'm gonna save the one.
You should pick a fight with a local podcast. Right?
Do podcast wars.
Yeah, something. I don't know any. We could start shit with Brian.
Yeah,
just because he's the only one I really know.
About the fact that they haven't mentioned not one thing about the fact that he came and did our podcast right before they did their own podcast.
You listened to every episode?
Fuck no! I turned that shit off after 30 seconds.
No, I've listened like the first 2 episodes.
I listened to some of one, but anyway. So,
Brian, we're coming for you.
I don't think they work as well because you don't get callers and stuff like that. But some of these bits, I pulled a couple of bits that got me in trouble that I thought I'd play for my wife, and I thought she'd kind of laugh. She only laughed at one, and this is the one she laughed at, and this is Stern. He basically has Beetlejuice. You remember Beetlejuice from the Howard Stern show?
Yeah.
And Gary the retard.
I don't know Gary. I just know Beetlejuice about. I know him because of all the Iron Sheik stuff.
Yeah.
Have you watched?
Well, he had his own bit outside of the Stern show, so she kind of laughed at this one.
Play against the law, brother. Don't worry. If you lose, you win.
Right.
You don't lose.
And by the way, every bit I pulled would never, ever, ever fly anywhere near today except for one.
I get the pussy. You know.
All right. Hey, Gary.
That's real hard. You know it.
Here we go. Beetlejuice, you're first. And here is your question. Spell red.
Red. L-S-T-E-R.
All right. Is that your final answer?
My final answer.
All right. I think that's close enough, but all right. Okay. The judges are saying that's not.
So you heard him spell red, right?
Yeah, I did.
L-S-T-E or whatever. So anyway, that's not what makes this funny. It's the second question.
Not exactly right. I'm going to go to Gary.
This is Gary the retard.
Red.
R-E-D.
That is one right.
That is correct.
He got
Gary
it right.
Has one.
This could be a rump.
You got to go back to Beetlejuice after every right.
This next question is what makes this bit so hilarious.
So that Gary gives.
You know? All right, I'll go to Beetlejuice first. Robin's right, because you got the last one right. That's right. That's right. Beetlejuice, I'll go to you first. That's only fair. Spell red.
L-A-T-E-R.
He asked him again?
Same question again. He actually goes on, asks him a third time.
Yeah.
And he still spells it L-A-T-T-E-R or whatever it is. Do you think that bit would ever fly today, putting two disabled people up and doing that?
What year do you think this was?
This was on Howard TV. It probably had to be between...
What do you think, like 04 and 08?
Between... it was published in 2013, but it's not from Stern. But yeah, I think probably between 04 and 08. Somewhere in there.
It's a little uncomfortable now. Like, I kind of feel bad.
It's going to get even more uncomfortable. But...
We don't need to play all of it, though.
No, not that. I'm moving on to a new one.
Okay.
Because I played all these for my wife. That was the only one that she kind of chuckled at.
Well, you got in trouble for this?
No. I said I wasn't going to play the one I got in trouble for until that's the last one that I'm going to play.
Yeah, but you got in trouble for playing something on a YouTube channel? On YouTube?
Well, no. The whole story is that I asked her to watch it. And I was hysterical on the floor crying.
And she says, like, that's not
And
funny.
she was like, you're kind of a psycho. And I'm like,
yeah, no shit.
I'm like, you kind of got to be a psycho to like this stuff anyway. I think that one might fly because if you notice...
Yeah, just go to the next one.
They laugh at him. You know the fucking show's an hour, right?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. So...
I'm on the edge of my seat.
It might fly because they don't ever actually, like, make fun of them directly. You know what I mean? They're not laughing in their faces. They're just kind of, I mean, they're even making them a little famous, and I'm sure they're paying them, but.
Oh, yeah.
So.
Because Beetlejuice was on, like, a comedy tour thing.
Yeah, he had his own bit.
Yeah,
he went out and he did that everywhere.
Because this is the only stuff, and if you haven't, just to give you
I've seen his Twitter and stuff like that.
Yeah, but go look. Yeah, but it all started with Stern.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, like look up any and all
Iron
of Iron
Sheik and Stern stuff.
Oh, dude, it's.
I can't believe I don't already know about it.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, because there was on the one I didn't know who Gary was, but the one he's like, oh, where's Gary? Like that's not Gary. That's some. And then like he starts talking about his problems with Beetlejuice. He's like, he get into the room and he talk and talk and talk and he won't shut the fuck up, you know. And then, dude, yeah, and he goes off. They have like a whole thing where they have like Artie Lang dressed as old wrestlers, and they come up on a TV screen,
yeah,
and he's cutting promos like him, and like he's Macho Man and shit, and like. And she gets all fired up because he starts like because he comes on there and like he's talking shit.
Right.
Fuck the Macho Man, Randy Savage! I'll put you in the camel clutch and fuck your ass. You know, like, dude, yeah, it's good shit, dude.
I'll have to definitely look it up. So this next one, this one was a little disturbing, but I was able to. I'll tell you what happens at the end in a second here. But basically, Opie and Anthony had a caller call in. She was on hold for like an hour and a half, right? And
dedication.
She immediately, well, all these people that call in are losers.
Yeah.
They're always losers, and they're always attention whores. So, but she calls in, she immediately starts fighting with Jim Norton. But they go into a bit because this lady says that she has an 11-year-old son or 11-year-old daughter, and she's disabled.
Her daughter's disabled?
Yeah.
Okay.
How many kids you got? 2?
One
kid. Why don't you like me?
One that's handicapped.
Oh,
what's wrong?
Here's the problem. Can we guess?
No, guys. Guys, stop. Seriously.
It's very.
Can we play 20 Afflictions? Yeah, can we guess? Could we guess what kind of? Can we try to guess?
What's wrong?
Sure, go for it.
We'll do 20 questions.
All right.
So they want to play 20 questions. Now, when I start playing this for my wife, and I'm playing these different clips, the same ones that I've pulled for now, they're getting to a point, which is how I think that they get away with this. So here's the next. This was one of their questions.
Okay, does your kid look like a lot of other kids?
No.
No.
What was your favorite beverage during pregnancy?
Iced tea.
That's Jimmy Norton.
That's funny because he's more making fun of the mom than anything else.
Yeah, and that's where this bit changes, and there's 2 more, but that's how I think they get away with it back then. So, this next one.
Do you sometimes wish you had fallen down the stairs?
No.
Okay.
So it's getting like worse and worse, but it's starting to, like you said, it's starting to angle back.
Yeah, it's more making
the
fun
mom,
of her,
right?
Yeah.
So let me see here. This one. Oh, and here's Jimmy again.
What about the front yard?
For her birthday party, do you put a candle in a pile of lead paint chips?
No, that's a really good idea.
All right, so it's mental. Mental.
So do you hear how she said that's a really good idea? Like she's playing into this bit?
Yeah.
Clearly just an attention seeker, right?
Yeah, obviously.
So that goes into the next point. This is where they start to kind of teach the lesson that I'm talking about. Because they basically then, sure, they did all this.
Right.
But they say, we come up with this wacky shit, and some people fall for it, and then they turn it into a radio bit. And this is where they kind of... And I thought that would pass off better with my wife, because I was like, they're just teaching her a lesson. They're calling her out for her bullshit. It wasn't even about the kid ever.
No.
You started insulting me.
For over an hour.
You started insulting me. You're a pest. Nobody wants to talk to you, and you continue to call the radio show. And then you get on and you insult me.
Then they could have said they don't want to talk to you.
You tell us purposefully either your kid is disabled or you make it up just to stay on the phone longer, and then you play a game. Guess what's wrong with my kid? You're a disgrace.
That is a little insensitive.
You see, though, how they're starting to say for the fact that you're doing
totally
this.
Is.
So
you're a disgrace. Yeah.
I mean, we come up with these things. Sometimes we don't expect people to actually go for it, and it is kind of disgraceful that you did.
Why wouldn't you just hang
handicap.
up?
Right.
You know, like, I mean, if my kid was actually disabled, I'm not going to run to a bunch of goober, hyena, fucking
you know
talk show
who
hosts.
you're fucking calling.
Yeah, like
right?
they're gonna poke fun at me no matter what.
Exactly.
Like even if I just called in, like, and I don't even, and just as a fan, like, they're probably going to fuck with me too.
Yeah.
You know, like, or just hang up on me like, oh, okay. Like, oh, I like your show a lot. First time caller. Yeah. And I can just see him like, I already hate you. Hang up on him.
Yeah. And then it actually goes one step further, which is a little worse. But
if she even has a daughter, because then she goes, oh, she can't communicate, therefore we can't say put her on the phone or make her say hello.
Oh, okay, hold on a second.
I don't want to talk to her.
Come here, Cass.
Oh, look at her. She calls her kid over.
You guys asked me.
And you call your kid over.
What's her little name?
Her name's Cassandra.
Aw, Cass.
Here, boo-boo.
Way to give her a name she'll never spell.
Hey, stop.
Come on.
Jesus, talk to a kid like a fucking puppy.
I know.
No, because right now Jimmy has me pissed because my daughter is my most precious thing.
Stop using her as a radio prop if she really exists.
Just say my daughter's...
There's again, reinforcing, stop using your daughter for this bullshit.
Yeah, totally. Like, you're the asshole here.
Yeah.
Like...
They're coming for us.
Yeah, apparently. They got that. The dog's barking again. I don't know fucking why.
So, this is almost
my most
over.
Depressing thing?
My most precious. She's trying
precious.
to cliched nonsense.
Oh, wow.
I hear.
Hold on.
What are you, tickling the kid?
That's the kid cringing at her mother's embarrassing attempts at attention.
You know what the translation was? Mom, get off the phone. You're making an idiot of yourself.
Yeah, Mom, you're
Were
an
you
ass.
tickling little Cassandra?
No, I just put her up in my lap.
Oh. 11?
Cassie's not that little. She's 80 pounds.
Why are we...
So, at that point, nobody's laughing at the kid. Everybody's laughing at them saying...
No one's really been laughing at the kid
at
since
all.
the beginning.
It's,
like, you're a real piece of... Like, even that whole, like, if somebody says, like, an off-color joke or whatever, or you know, oh, well, my something is something is something, like, to justify the fact that you shouldn't be talking like that. But, you know, she's a piece of shit.
She's a piece of shit.
Yeah.
But still, that shit would not fly today. They would not be able to do that because everybody would have taken the caller's side. Because as soon as she said the words, she's disabled, it's game over. It's now let's feel bad for them.
You sure about that, though?
Yeah, how much hot talk's on terrestrial radio?
Oh, no, terrestrial radio.
Well, yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
This was on still...
Serious.
Yeah, but that's serious.
Yeah, but it ain't like this. They're not doing shit like this. And they certainly ain't doing what I'm playing in, too. But anyway. And then this was just a funny one I found. Listen, imagine how high you have to be to do this to a major star. I mean, this was one of the stars of, you remember Forgetting Sarah Marshall?
Yeah.
Listen.
We got to interrupt this news story. We got a big star on the phone. Kristen Bell, the star of Forgetting Sarah Marshall. Kristen.
Yes.
Congratulations on the new movie. Are you excited?
I'm so excited.
Awesome. All right.
They just hung up on her.
Yeah. See, I love that. That's fucking great.
Oh yeah. Well, he was famous for that. Opie would he would say, so pretend you just called in, and you say hello. I say, hey, you're on the air.
Yeah.
And
Hi.
you started telling me a story.
Yeah.
You went to the store the other day. Say it.
I went to the store the other day.
Oh yeah. What'd you get at the store?
I got him.
And he would just cut them off. Like he'd stop them, he'd slow them down, he'd get them to focus on an area, and he would then ask a very open-ended, direct question, and then hang up as soon as they started to talk. And one time he did it for 15 minutes. He's like, "Why are they still calling in? Why are they calling in?" So this is the one that my wife really thought that I was a psychopath. Big O and Dukes on WJFK. They did something that was called River or Life. River or Life was basically they took a person who had problems, afflictions, wherever the case may be, and you either picked life, callers called in, you picked life, let them live, or river, you put them in a burlap bag and throw them into the river. Okay? Because they just don't deserve to be on this world anymore. So this River or Life, I can't remember this person's name, but they were born without a face. So they basically had to construct eye holes in the mouth hole and all that, and there's a picture. Okay?
Oh, dear Jesus.
So this was the River of Life, okay?
No.
This is what I played for my wife that I thought she might find funny.
Was that photo involved?
Yeah, because it's, yeah.
Is it up on the screen? No wonder she was bothered by it.
So, anyway, here it goes.
I'm just gonna have to say river.
Okay, that makes sense actually.
River.
I think usually facial deformality
Yeah.
ends up in the river. That's tension.
But penis baby doesn't.
For somebody with 2 thumbs up to that baby.
Picasso baby.
Do you hear that?
Yeah, Picasso baby.
Anyway,
officially in the river. Flab, did you get the video to work? People can check that out.
Yeah, Spags is putting it up back there.
Okay. Again, I can't explain to you how much more disturbing it is when the poor kid is moving around and interacting with other kids. I don't know why you would put anyone through. And then again, this is and again
you're getting real.
What about the other kids that have to interact with that monster?
You're right.
Am I an a-hole drab? Or
No, you're right.
Can you imagine, Oscar, you take your kid to school, and there's a monster there.
Yeah.
And your kid is traumatized. He's coming home screaming.
Yeah.
And I'm like, because you had to make yourself feel better and bring this kid out.
Or if you've got like a...
Okay. I'm not going to play any more of that. But...
It's a little uncomfortable.
Right.
It's a little uncomfortable.
It is. And you saw the picture.
Yeah, dude.
Now, in Radioland, you never saw the picture. But they described it pretty clear. And they still put it up on their website. But it still went back to a point, which is what I'm getting at why I think these radio guys got away with this stuff. The person who had this child knew within like 2 or 3 weeks or something about the problem. And the argument is, and this is the
2 to 3 weeks into the pregnancy?
Yeah.
Oh.
Something like that. I don't know if it was a genetic thing or whatever.
I was going to say, I feel like you would know right away when they were born.
I wasn't talking about 2 to 3 weeks when they were born. But this comes down to ultimately my question and what I want to get your opinion on. You know something like this. You know that kid, if they have that much of a chance of having this happen, should you have the child? Because, I mean, I don't care who you are, you're not going to have a good life. Right? You know that you got a high probability of this happening.
I know, dude, but I
know you're already pro-choice, right?
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
So, I mean, there's no way that kid ever has a happy life.
Dude, it's a lot easier for me to comment on things like this when there isn't, like, if we're just talking hypothetically. You know what I'm saying? But now we're talking about an actual person that exists.
Well,
and like, that's why I'm like, ugh.
I mean, you're attaching a face to it.
I
But
know,
what I'm saying is, well, and never mind.
Attaching a lack thereof of a face.
Oh. So, listen to the shock jock. But forget about that and just, whatever it may be. Don't think of any specific problem, but
it's hard for you not to.
A very high probability that there's going to be major issues and this kid's just not going to have a good life. I can't imagine myself bringing a child into this world that's already going to be a fucking mountain to climb.
Right.
And you're going to have problems.
Yeah, but I mean, a lot of people aren't wired that way. And I can't really speak for her. Like, I mean, it's different for the parents. Yeah, I don't know.
Well, I'm not talking about her. And they go on to talk about how, these parents are just selfish and that, they'll have a kid regardless no matter what. And, I guess more power to you and praise you for taking care of a life. But, I mean, the world's already overpopulated and there's just knowing the probability that there's going to be major issues. It's just, I don't think I'd bring a kid into this world like that.
This is really fucking heavy.
It's not that
It's heavy. Just like I said, if we were just...
I mean, this isn't an abortion debate.
No.
I think we both feel the same way about abortion.
Oh, yeah. That's I believe...
Probably one of the only things we agree on.
Yeah, like
one of 2 or 3.
It's nothing that anyone likes,
Right.
But I also feel like if a woman wants to be able to do it, she should be.
Right. But
anyway, it's just troubling after seeing that. Like, you kind of just feel bad. Like, I understand where you're coming from, but like I said, if we were just talking in hypotheticals, strictly hypotheticals,
yes,
this would be a whole lot easier for me to digest rather than me saying, like, that woman should have absolutely aborted her kid because her fucking face is all fucked up. You know what I mean? It's like,
but it's not that. She's got other deformities, and I'm sure her feet don't turn right, and whatever
It's
the case
going to be
may be.
It's going to be a lifetime,
fucking hard life.
A lifetime of being on the surgery table.
It's kind of like when we turn 75 and we can't wipe our ass, we want to just blow our heads off and be allowed to do that.
I don't want to blow my head off because I don't want anybody to. Yeah,
right.
we talked about that.
Whatever, you know what I mean. We want to, self-end it.
Yeah.
I mean, how often you might not even know what that kid really wants to do. I don't know. It's like brain dead people, man. I don't know. It's like that. It's the same argument with like pulling the plug on people who they have brain activity, but they don't do anything.
At that point, you're just kind of like half a lot. Like they're just basically just keeping you alive.
And I guess they're hoping for a miracle.
Yeah.
They got that fucking movie coming out now. What is it called? The Breakthrough or something? That show.
I don't know anything about that.
But anyway, so I love those old radio bits, and I guess we can both. I can say that I can't think I'd bring somebody into the world if I knew that there was going to be that many problems. Not that it's their fault, but it's more or less. I know that child's they're not gonna make friends the same way. They're not gonna be happy the same way. They're not gonna live the life that you want them to live, simply for society the way it is. So, I'd have to say that I would not.
Yeah.
And I don't. Here's the thing: I don't see a compelling argument for bringing the child into.
I don't know, dude. Like this is just, it's just rough, especially now that I have like a lot of people that are close to me and stuff, or like having kids, stuff like that.
Yeah,
and it's just uncomfortable. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, I get it, but.
And this is what your wife fucking.
Well, she thought I was a psychopath I was on the floor howling.
Yeah.
That's the problem. Ultimately, that was the problem. And I'm not going to... You're never going to see... You're going to have to look this person up on your own. You're going to have to look up River of Life and listen to it. I'm not going to put that picture up there because I don't want to directly show you what I was howling on the floor laughing about. And by the way, I laughed just as hard when they were saying the parents were selfish pigs. So...
listen. I got nothing to add on this, man. I really there's no, and nothing I'm going to say as I haven't said before, and I don't know why. Maybe this whole maybe the whole flux or how society has became a little bit more PC or whatever. Maybe it's rubbing off on me mentally. But I don't think that's a bad thing necessarily.
But you still laughed.
At some of the jokes, but dude, that was pretty horrendous. That's, dude, it's awful.
That's radio, man. That's why I loved it.
But I feel like if you just heard it over the radio,
it's different because you're not seeing it.
Yeah, dude. What really fucked it up is that you put an image of this fucking poor girl in my face. So now, everything I'm talking about, it's like. Well, I shouldn't even be saying a fucking thing because, I have no right to talk about fucking anything or complain about anything. When there's, this is the whole reason though. I think the whole, oh, God has a plan. No, the fuck he doesn't. That's bullshit. Because if he's all knowing, all powerful, you know what I mean?
There we go.
Yeah.
At least now you finally formulated an opinion and said something. I like that.
Yeah, but
I think this whole thing can come back to the fact that. We can't complain about shit, man, because that shit happens.
Yeah.
Maybe that's the lesson that we just got out of this 15-minute segment, is that we can't fucking complain about shit.
Not really. On the grand scheme of things, I get so fucking tired of listening to people whine. Listen, I mean, it's the same shit. I can have a shitty day at work. It happens.
Right.
I'll come home and gloat about it. I was just fuck it, it's over with. I'm glad to be home. I don't and Heather, you do the whole how was your day? It was work.
It was good.
And she could go way more into detail about all the stuff going on with her, and dude, honestly, it kind of goes in one ear out the other. It's not that I'm not listening. It's just a lot of times there's a whole lot of names being thrown around.
Yeah,
I don't know any of these people, so I have no context.
How many HIPAA violations is that?
Huh?
How many HIPAA violations is that?
HIPAA.
Yeah, doesn't she do insurance stuff?
She's not talking about patients. She's talking about coworkers. It's true.
Nah, I'm kidding.
The only thing she ever complains about is coworkers and then hold times while she's on the phone with insurance.
Yeah,
companies.
I see those posts.
Yeah.
Hour and a half. How can a company operate this way?
Because she's like, they all have automated systems, and they like the stuff for her to do as she's like the automated system may work in the favor of like you, who is just the policy holder. But when she's on there trying to contact stuff about billing, the automated systems almost never fucking work, and like, you know, she's got to go through all this fucking hoops. You'll hear her in there, and you'll hear it as your representative, like over and over again every couple minutes, because like it's still like the automated thing is still asking her fucking questions.
You know what the trick is? You can tell her this. I do it all the time.
She probably knows.
I've never had it not work. Soon as it starts to talk, £0, £0, £0, £0.
Just keep tapping that, and it'll...
You tap, and it's like, wires are fried. Fucking give them a person.
Yeah.
Right? And now, it may say, the first time, it may say, we didn't register what you wanted. Do it, and then £0, £0, £0, £0. And then fucking eventually it'll give you...
Now, is it both at, like, depressed 0 and pound at the same time?
No, 0, then pound,
Okay,
0, then pound, 0, then pound. Because it's normally make your selection or press pound to repeat or something like that. And I just bomb, 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 bomb.
Yeah, like pound is usually like your auxiliary button, and then 0 normally always is operator.
Yeah,
you know.
So.
I'll have to tell her about that, but like I don't know.
it might not help her out at all, because normally I get to an operator, but it still just helps me. I can still just tell a person what I need, and then they'll send me to the right place instead of me hitting 2 and then being like, "Oh, sorry, you waited for 20 minutes. You should have clicked 3."
Right.
know? I get to an operator where I can say, "I need to talk to somebody about this." You know. So anyway.
Yeah,
but
like that's the same thing. I don't the whole complaining and all that. Just knock it off. Like things aren't that bad.
Stop complaining. If you learned anything from these depressing, hilarious segments,
or as Mr. my life coach and another host of another podcast, Mr. Jamie Josta would say, if you feel like complaining, drink some coffee, put on some death metal, and do some push-ups. He's like, I usually always feel better if I do that. And I was like, I get that.
Everything but the push-ups. Clearly.
Well,
look at those tits.
Yeah, you got nice ones yourself.
I know I do.
Yeah, everybody stop bitching, man. Especially like over like little shit. Like, dude.
Yeah, don't bitch. Don't come at me with the problem unless it's worse than what we just talked about.
Like, there's a guy I work with. This is quick. He's an older dude, but like every fucking day when I get back, he can describe every little thing that happened on his route and every little thing that annoyed him. Oh, I pulled up this job site. It was really muddy out front, and I couldn't get a hold of the guy. Like, yeah, dude, that happens all the time. It's work shit. Like, fuck it. Like, dude, if no one answers, just fucking leave. Like, why are you whining to me about it? I don't give a fuck. Don't answer. I'll leave this bitch in a heartbeat. Take your shit back to my fucking shop. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
Like, it's just work, dude. Like, just go do it and shut up. Nobody wants to hear your shit. Because he goes and he'll yap your ear off, and the bosses. I know the bosses fucking hate him because of that.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you what. Check us out. Facebook.com/HFTI Podcast, or on Twitter @HFTI Podcast. You can also send us an email at mailbag@herefortheinsults.com. Send us something. We'll send you a sticker if you give us your address.
Yeah.
We got some stickers now.
Yes, we do. It's April 6th. I gotta plug a show. It's like 2 weeks from now, I think. April 6th, McAvoy's Parkville. I think it's like $10 at the door. My band will be playing at that place. It's it's exciting because it's a new venue.
All right.
But like, yeah, it's the top side of the Beltway, kind of.
Other side of the moon.
Parkville.
Dark side of the moon.
Yeah. So if you're in the listening area, you should come out to that April 6th at McAvoy's. Come hang out and say hello.
All right.
That's about all I got to plug, man. We'll catch you next week.
Toodles.
You don't...
And I want to look him straight in the eye, and I want to tell him what a cheap, lying, no-good, rotten, four-flushing, low-life, snake-licking, dirt-eating, inbred, overstuffed, ignorant, blood-sucking, dog-kissing, brainless, dickless, hopeless, heartless, fat-ass, bug-eyed, stiff-legged, spotty-lipped, worm-headed sack of monkey shit he is! Hallelujah! Holy shit! Where's the Tylenol?